In this tutorial, we'll walk through a simple explanation of UV mapping and UV unwrapping. So what is UV unwrapping? Well, most 3D objects, like this cube, require manual unwrapping to display textures correctly. When you create a 3D object, Blender needs to know how to wrap a flat two-dimensional image like a JPEG or a PNG around that three-dimensional form. I like to think of it like slicing a cardboard box along its edges so that you can lay it perfectly flat on a table. In the UV editor, which is a workspace up here, you aren't working in 3D space anymore. You're working in a 2D space with an x-axis, which we've labeled as U, and a y-axis, which we've labeled as V. That's to avoid confusion with other areas where we're using references to axes. So to demonstrate, we're going to create a simple cereal box. So we're going to start with our default cube here, and we are going to scale the box along the x-axis and along the y-axis. I'm going to flatten that out a bit more. I've eaten a lot of cereal in my day, and I think that looks like about the right proportions for a cereal box. So now we're going to apply a material. So let's go to our shading workspace, and we're going to add an image texture node. We're going to plug that into the base color input of our Principled shader. And let's make sure we're looking at the front of our object here. And now we're going to open an image texture. So for this example, I'm going to use a cereal box texture where I have clearly labeled the front, the back, the top, the bottom, and the sides. And if you want to see what that image looks like, I'll pull it up right here. So you can see I've labeled those pieces. I also have an unlabeled version of this that we'll use at the end. So by default, you can see the box doesn't map correctly because the cuts aren't in the right places. We need to tell Blender where the tears in the cardboard should be, or the cuts, and we need to do that by marking seams. So let's go to our UV editing workspace. And here's the two-dimensional workspace that I was talking about. We're going to change our viewport shading mode to material preview. So that's the Z key, and then on the pie menu, select the bottom option. We're going to make sure we're looking at the front of the box here. And then we're going to go into edge select mode. So we need to select the edges where the box should rip to lay flat. So I can look over here at, I'm going to deselect everything for a minute. So we're just looking at our image over here. And I can see on the front of the box here, which is clearly labeled as front, there is no cut on the right side of the front because it's continuous to this little side flap here. There's no cut on the left, there's no cut on the bottom, and there's no cut on the top. So if I'm looking over at my cube here, these four edges are not going to be cuts. So let's work our way back. From this top edge here, I can go back to the next fold. I can see right here that there should not be a cut there either. But on the sides here, there should be a cut. So that corresponds with this space here. So I'm going to mark this as a seam. We'll go to my Edge menu, and we'll click Mark Seam. And if we go to a wireframe view, you can see that that turns that corner red. We'll work in wireframe for a little bit here just to kind of keep things more clear. I can see that the opposite side from this edge, meaning over here, also should be marked. It should be a cut. So Control E is our keyboard shortcut, and we'll mark that seam. Next, if I look at the back panel of my box, I can see that either side and the bottom of that panel should have cuts. So we'll select all three of those here. And we'll hit Control E, and we'll mark that seam. And those cuts also correspond with these side flaps. So I've already cut there where I need to. And then on the bottom, I have the same cuts between the bottom and the side flaps. I need to cut the same cuts that I cut between the top and the side flaps. So Control E, mark seam. Okay, and that should unwrap properly. So what we do now, I'm going to go back to a material preview shading mode, and I'm going to select my entire mesh. So tap A, and then I am going to unwrap it. So I can either go to my UV menu here and just click Unwrap Angle Based, or I can tap the U key on my keyboard to get that same menu. Okay, and you can see that that changed the layout. Things are now sitting in different spots on our serial box, but they're still not sitting in the right spots. We need to align our UV map now. So what I need to do is figure out which one of, if I take this whole box over here and move it to the side, which one of these panels represents the front. And I'm going to guess that it's this one, because I can see part of the word spooners in that panel, and that corresponds with this area of the image. So let's line these things up. Now in the 2D UV editor, we can use the same shortcuts as we do in 3D space. So I'm going to select two vertices here and tap G, and that allows me to move them. And I'm going to tap Y to constrain my axis, and I'm just going to move those straight up to my edge here. And I'm going to do this in rows and columns because a cube makes it really easy to work that way. So GY, we'll move this to the next fold. Try to be fairly precise. GY, and you can see that we're starting to affect the front now. GY. Okay, and now let's deal with columns now that we're done with rows. GX. 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 And one last repositioning here, GX. Okay, and now if we tumble the view of our serial box, that looks pretty much correct. And you can see our labels are all showing up in the right places. So we have created a UV map now. And there's just two things really that we need to do. One is I just want to note that UV coordinates are saved in the Object Data Properties tab. So that's this little green triangle icon here. You can see we have a little twirl down for UV maps. You can actually store multiple UV maps for a single object. One is usually sufficient for most projects, but I have had a few projects where I've needed more than one. And of course, this texture is kind of flawed because it's labeled for our convenience. So we can change from a labeled version to a final clean version of the texture by just changing our image. So let's go back to our shading tab, and instead of using the image serial box pieces unwrapped with text, we will use serial box pieces unwrapped, and then our text goes away and we have a properly textured serial box. And that is UV mapping. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day.